What Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's anime Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be from My Hero Academia, aka Boku no Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 24, aka Episode 62, titled A Season for Encounters. So, this week, adaptation-wise, we're going to actually be jumping back to Chapter 115's adaptation of the manga, and, I think this is a good thing because, Studio Bones could have flat out just said, fuck it, let's just keep charging along, but this is good. I'm glad we're not skipping it completely. So without further ado, let's get to it. We have a creepy soundtrack going on with this piano. This is good. This is good, Studio Bones. Oh my god, Studio Bones, are we actually going to utilize the soundtrack throughout the whole episode this week, or are we only going to have stuff for the first half? Oh, we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do. Ooh, so this is like the three, maybe like a little bit before, starting a little bit before the 3-minute mark and going into the 3-minute mark. And this is when they're starting to talk about Endeavor. I love the contrast with like only Endeavor being in color and then the rest of the heroes in the background being like in black and white. Or what I believe are heroes. They might be villains. Whatever. The rest of the characters are in black and white. But the only thing that I'm having an issue with, and again, it's the animation, is... And this has just been a problem with Endeavor's animation, period, is the lack of line work in the fire. Because there's not enough line work in there, in the fire, to give that separation, it looks like a blob. It just doesn't work. And also there's not enough volume. But, oh god, it's really apparent right now. It's driving me nuts. Where it's really apparent is at the 3-second mark. Like if you look at it, and this is like on page, hold on a second. Page like 3 of chapter 115. Look at that, and then look at the 3-second mark. You see how, like, wimpy Endeavor's flames look on his back? Look at that, and look at how it looks in the manga panel. Look at that. It looks wimpy as shit. And also look how clunky and heavy it looks. Like, if you look at the manga panel, it looks so light, and it looks so fluid. It looks so clunky and heavy, and that's another thing that's been a problem. That's been like the story of, it's just been the story of Studio Bones. It's been the problem with it was a problem in season 2 as well, I'm not gonna lie. Is lack of line work. That's just been a huge problem in My Hero Academia anime, period, is lack of line work. And the thing is when you don't have line work to do so, and this is not, and My Hero Academia is not the only one that has this problem. Not gonna lie. Another one that has this kind of problem is, another anime that does this is Black Clover. Oh my god. Oh my god, when Studio Period is, just Studio Period in general is notorious for this shit. Another studio that's definitely notorious for this is, and trust me, you will notice it, is JC Staff. JC Staff is definitely notorious for like clunkiness. But like the thing, it's just looking at this is just so frustrating. Because like look at it's just so clunky. And also you're supposed to be able to see through the fire to Endeavor's back, and you can't even see through the fire to Endeavor's back. What the fuck is this? Studio Bones, what is this? And also the fire on, I'm not only talking about the fire on Endeavor's back. I haven't talked about the fire on Endeavor's mask. What the fuck is that too? That is wimpy ass fire on his mask too. The fire's supposed to be a lot bigger, and it's supposed to have a lot more angles going on up in there. It don't look like fire. You know what this fire looks like? This looks like fire that I saw on, I saw in, oh my god, what episode number was it? It was episode 15 of Black Clover. I think that was the number. And if you're a Black Clover anime watcher, and you've watched my live reactions for Black Clover, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was Fudge Leon's fire, and it was Fudge Leon's fire. It looks like Fudge Leon's fire from the Black Clover anime. That's what this looks like. It don't look like fire. I don't think if Studio Bones outsourced this, which I do not think they did, that's really freaking sad. What the hell is going on over there at Studio Bones? Can someone explain that to me? You see that fire attack that Endeavor unleashed at like the 3-minute 24-second mark? Why aren't that fire right there should be on Endeavor's body. It should be on Endeavor's body, and not that shitty ass fire that you have on Endeavor's body. That fire that you unleash should be on Endeavor's body. I'm not gonna even ask. Okay, at the 5-minute 21-second mark, when we see the Team Reservoir Dogs gang, yeah, they don't look as menacing in the anime as they do in the manga. I mean, they're not the guy with the that's in the front that has the red horn, the 3 red horns or whatnot, is supposed to be flipping us off, and like the guy that and also he's in the wrong spot. He's supposed to be on the right. And the guy with the brown hair is supposed to be in the back, and yeah, the positioning is completely wrong. And the guy that has like the orange, it looks a lot more menacing. It does not look menacing at all. Studio Bones, what are you doing? Did I have to ask? Did you guys outsource this to the same studio that Studio Period outsourced Black Clover episode 15 to? Like, my God, this animation is terrible. Oh my God. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, some of the animation looks nice, like, the buildings look good and stuff, but, my God, some of this stuff looks like shit that I saw in episode 15 of Black Clover. It looks bad. Oh my God. I think the soundtrack is nice and all that, but my God. I don't know if I could sit through this. This is bad. 7-minute 15-second mark. It's my boy Tommy! Tommy, I missed you. Now that is some sexy fire. Oh my God. And yes, Nerdigans, we basically have been following twice. We've been following my boy twice this whole time. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. I can't believe dude, it's been so long since I've seen this chapter. Holy shit. But yeah, this has been twice the entire time. Yeah, there's some censorship at the 8-minute 22-second mark. There's definitely supposed to be some blood, and there's not any blood. Well, we're supposed to be seeing blood coming out of Twice's head, or the real Twice's head, but we're seeing blood splattered on the floor. So I still declare censorship. Finally, we have cinematic style. Thank you. This is the cinematic style that we're seeing for Twice's flashback here. This is what I wanted last week. Thank you. What, but why couldn't you do this last week, Studio Bones? What was this shit last week? I have to ask this because it's obvious you can do cinematic animation. But where was this last week when you were doing the flashbacks? Like, especially if you could have done it like a cool contrast, that would have been awesome. Like for like the darker flashbacks instead of having them all bright. That really pissed me off last week. You have no idea, especially because I'm so used to seeing flashbacks in cinematic style like this, and. I'm sorry I have to mention last week's episode, but goddamn, it pissed me off so much. Especially since in this past week's episode, sorry, I have to mention Captain Tsubasa because The way Captain Tsubasa did it was exactly how I wanted it last week. Because in Captain Tsubasa, they even had the bright flashback, or a bright color palette flashback in the cinematic style, like this. Like what I mean is like is exactly like this. It's still muted, but like rainy at the same time, and that's what I wanted last week. But like what I mean, what would have been cool last week, though, what would have made Studio Bones stand out last week, and I would have given them so much props for, is if they would have done the bright color flashback for like the happier times for Deku and Bakugo, but still had, but like for like when it got to like Bakugo's like darker flashbacks, done this style, and it would have looked so cool. But no, Studio Bones didn't do that. That pissed me off. That's why I got really mad last week, because of that shit. Ugh, but anyway, thank you for doing this, though, Studio Bones. You redeemed yourself this week in my book. Minus the clunky, shitty animation you did a little bit earlier. But when it comes, you haven't redeemed yourself fully, but when it comes to flashback animation, you redeemed yourself this week. The soundtrack. Oh, you've definitely redeemed yourself in the soundtrack department so far, Studio Bones. The soundtrack for this episode is just perfect, and it is consistent, and I love it. Oh, the 9-minute 15 second mark. Oh, you captured the disturbingness perfectly. Good stuff, Studio Bones. I'm liking this. It's overhaul! And he sounds so perfect! Oh my god! Okay, I have to talk about Overhaul right now. First of all, Overhaul sounds perfect. He sounds freaking perfect. He sounds exactly as I pictured him in my head. I fucking love Overhaul's voice actor. Good choice for voice actor for Overhaul, Studio Bones. I love it. I love Overhaul's voice actor. He's goddamn perfect. And where he's at, by the way, is like at the 9-minute 34-second mark. I fucking love Overhaul's voice actor. But, oh, God. Okay, we gotta talk about this animation, though. The problem I'm having with the animation right now is mainly in the mask. Yeah, the mask right now maybe is just a... Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. The mask looks weird. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I think maybe it's because the stitching looks weird. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing that I'm having the problems with. The stitching looks completely wrong, because if you look at the detail, it's, I'm gonna say it this way. The mask just looks fucking wrong. I don't know, I just don't like the mask right now. Studio Bones, you need to fix that mask. It looks wrong. It looks completely wrong. The mask looks too big. Because, like, if you look at the manga, it looks a lot smaller, and there's a lot more detailing. Like, you don't even have, like, the correct gear, the gears that are surrounding the circles or whatever that are on the side, they're not even there. What the hell? But, and I'm trying to, like, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at Overhaul himself, and I'm like, that doesn't, I'm looking at it, compare the manga, I'm like thinking, does that even look like Overhaul? That doesn't even look like Overhaul. And I'm trying to think if it's the forehead or if it's like the hair's not right. I think it's more the hair than I think it's a combination of the hair and the forehead. I think the forehead might be a little bit too big, and the hair is definitely not long enough. Studio Bones, you need to make the hair a little bit longer. Here they need to make the bangs longer, and the forehead just a wee bit smaller. I think you gave Overhaul a 5 head. Why did you do that? Cause that ain't Overhaul. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. You gave Overhaul a 5 head. Why'd you give Overhaul a 5 head? What the fuck? He don't have a 5 head. Am I the only one that's seeing this? That Overhaul looks like he got a 5 head? He don't have a 5 head. Why are you giving him a 5 head? Come on, man. He don't have a 5 head. He got a 4 head. And he has longer bangs than that. Come on. Don't give him short-ass bangs like this. But again, Overhaul's voice is perfect. And again, this proves my point on what my problems with Studio Bones are lately. Okay, so we finished the Overhaul stuff. And all I gotta say is, that's not fucking Overhaul. That's not Overhaul. I don't care what you tell me. That ain't Overhaul. The bangs aren't, again, I'm just going to keep it simple. The bangs aren't long enough. The forehead, I think mainly if you make his bangs long enough, I think that will solve the main issues. And also the mask is way too big, at least for the chapter 115 portion of the manga. Later in the manga, I think the mask gets big. If I remember correctly, the mask is bigger. But here, this is wrong. So, Studio Bones, screw you for doing that. So after the commercial break, we jumped to page 8 of chapter 122's adaptation of the manga, which I think is kind of weird. I think that was a bad idea. Studio Bones, to do that, you should have went back to 121 to where we left off. That would have made more sense, but whatever, Studio Bones. I'm just gonna roll with it. Really? We're not gonna see Bakugo and Midoriya do the chores? Like, that was one of my favorite parts of the manga! Or at least this part! That's bullshit! So, at the 11-minute 2 second mark, we jump back to chapter 121. Like we're near we're in the middle of chapter 121. So hold on, let me get you the page number. More specifically, we're at page 11 of chapter 121's adaptation. Okay, so yes, Studio Bones continues to utilize the cool animation for slice of life stuff, but I gotta mention this as well, is Tsunotori does not look like Tsunotori, especially in the eyes. She did not look like Tsunotori at all. I'm sorry, she did not look like Tsunotori. Her eyes were just wrong. The other thing is it just me, or does, at the 12, especially the 12-minute 7-second mark, Shinso does not, what the fuck is going on with Shinso? He does not look like Shinso. Shinso does not look like Shinso. Who the fuck is animating the anime this week? Like, Overhaul does not look like Overhaul. Shinso does not look like Shinso. Endeavor don't look like Endeavor. And Tsunotori ain't looking like Tsunotori. The 14-minute 26-second mark, we finish up chapter 121's adaptation and go into chapter 122's adaptation. And I'm really mad that we're not going to see Bakugo and Deku do the chores. I really wanted to see it because it's funny. And plus, it's Bakugo. I love Bakugo. But whatever. I'm just going to roll with it. Let's get to the next. Let's just get to. And I did see you, Mirio. I did see you. I see you. And I will say this. Studio Bones, you're getting better at utilizing the soundtrack and being more consistent, and I'm liking it. And I'm liking that we're getting some nice flashback animation. We're getting that cinematic style, and it's really nice. You definitely redeemed yourselves in those two. But Shinso Shinso did not look like Shinso, and that really made me sad. But anyway, let's get to chapter 122's adaptation of the manga. I'm just dead because I haven't talked. Finally, my baby, we get to see him at the 18-minute 2-second mark, but we didn't get to see any of the Bakugo and Deku Queens up earlier. Hashtag feels bad, man. 19-minute 28-second mark. There's Mirio with the wall. Oh my god, I remember seeing it in the manga for the first time and doing the live reaction for this chapter, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? Oh my god, fucking Mirio. Oh my god, he's such a goddamn troll. Oh my god, Tori's reaction is just great. Just Mirio popping up from the ground. Like, what the fuck, dude? Just, oh my god. And we end with the big 3 and the end of chapter 122. And I love the final shot with Mirio's face, with the close-up of Mirio's face and that smile. Oh, that was great. So let me give you my thoughts on the episode overall. So the thing that this episode, the main problem with this episode is we definitely have inconsistencies with the animation. But I will say this, there was some huge improvements when it comes to some of the utilizations of the animation, like especially when it comes to the flashback animation. Oh my god, it was so much better. But the fact that Shinso didn't look like Shinso at all, mainly like in the face, and his hair was wrong, that really bothered me. Like, the fact that I was like, wait a minute, that ain't Shinso. And the fact that Overhaul did not look like Overhaul at all. Like, yeah, the mask was completely wrong, but like, if Overhaul, like, in the face looked right, I would have forgiven the mask. I really would have. If like if the bangs would have been longer, and like maybe if the forehead would have been like, if the 5 head would have been a forehead, I would have forgiven the mask. I would have, and actually, if there would have been more detailing in the mask, I would have totally forgiven it. Because I would have been like, okay, that's Overhaul. That actually looks like Overhaul in the face, and the mask looks goddamn cool. But the fact that did not look like Overhaul really made me mad. And the fact there was a lack of detail in the mask really pissed me off. And the other thing that really bugged me was, in particular, was Endeavor. Endeavor, like, the thing, Endeavor just, he got screwed by this animation, period. Because Endeavor, the flames on Endeavor looked worse than they usually do, because it looked really clunky and really heavy. When you look at it in the manga, it looks really light and fluid, and it's also big. It looked something straight out of Black Clover episode 15, and it looked terrible. And the thing that was really sad was like the actual fire that he used looked like the fire that should have been on his body. It was, that was really frustrating. But I'm going to talk about, mention another thing that really made me happy. That's something that actually Studio Bones redeemed themselves on this week. Something that they did redeem themselves on this week is the soundtrack. The soundtrack was a lot better this week. It was a lot more consistent. It actually flowed really well with the episode. And another thing I will give them props on, is the writing. I really enjoyed the writing this week. And something that they do, that they actually are starting to do, that's like the complete opposite of what Studio Period's doing, is they got rid of the shit about becoming a hero, like that, that little shtick at the beginning, and they just go into the intro instead. I'm really glad that they're doing that, so good on you, Studio Bones, for doing that. Studio Period hasn't gotten that shit done. I don't know why. They haven't gotten that through their heads yet to get rid of the shit about the Wizard King. It pisses me off every week that when I have to see that, I'm just like, dude, get rid of that, please. But yeah, the writing continues to like blow me away. The other thing that bothers me is that I wish we would have like the writing. Okay, the problem with the writing that I had this week was where we started after the commercial break. I know if I think last week I swear to God, last week we didn't see the stuff about, them talking, the rest of the class talking about them being on lockdown. But if I'm wrong about that, then please let me know. Because if they did and we saw it, but I kind of wish we would have gotten to see like Bakugo and Deku like doing the chores and stuff. That would have been a lot better, at least for me. But anyway, I'm really curious what you guys thought of this episode. I want to know, especially, do you guys think that this was huge in I want to know, like, especially from the manga readers themselves, do you guys think that looked like Overhaul, or do you think I'm going goddamn nuts? Because to me, that did not look like Overhaul. That did not look like goddamn Shinso, and that did not look like goddamn Endeavor, that just was not Endeavor. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys thought, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion, there's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, find me on PlayStation Network. All that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.